Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. Yay! This is a great month, by the way. June, there's lots going on in June with Stampin' Up! First of all, we have Designer Series paper, 15% off. We have an awesome starter kit special. Demonstrators and people who purchase the starter kit can get in on pre-order things that will show up in the online store next month, new online exclusives. And today is free shipping day. So very fun day, very fun month. If you have an order that's just kind of sitting there, you might want to place it today just because, again, it's a free shipping day for $75 orders or more in the US. Depending on the market that you're in, like in Canada, it's $100 Canadian dollars. So, just check the market that you're in. Again, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. My voice sounds a little bit different because I had laryngitis for 8 days straight. I don't know if you still call it laryngitis, if it's still a little frog-like, but I can't sing high notes yet. It does sound a little husky still, but it's not a tired voice anymore. Last week I was able to talk, but I would get tired real easily with my vocal cords, and it's getting better. So anyways, hello to all of you. I have missed you so much. We are going to do a live paper crafting class, and I've got a very fun card idea to share with you that I had intended on sharing with you after coming back from Europe, and I missed out on being able to share it. But it's one that needs some explaining. I can't just post it on my blog. So I hope that it's okay that I'm showing this fun daisy card a little bit behind the blog hop. I missed my blog hop that I was supposed to be in. I'm going to be using the Cheerful Daisies bundle. I have my water nearby. Hang on a minute. Again, recovering from laryngitis, so it gets a little dry quickly. But I'm going to be using the Cheerful Daisies bundle, which includes dies and stamps. You can buy them separately, or you can save together and purchase them at the same time and save 10%. Plus today, if you place a $75 order, you get 15% on top of that. It's just a good day. Okay, welcome everybody. Yay. All right, it is June 21st, 2023 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. I just want to introduce two special people. Of course, you're all special, but two special people that help me out during these lives. Trisha Josephs is live with me on YouTube. She's my moderator here. Her name stands out. If you have a question, I can't answer them after the live is done. So she is here to address your questions and help guide you and all that sort of thing. In the YouTube description, there is a list of the supplies I'm using already, a link to the blog post where you'll be able to see photos and all of that good stuff. That will go live a little over an hour at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. On the Facebook Live right now, I haven't copied and pasted that over there. I should give Lisa access to being able to do that. Lisa's my moderator, though, and she's going to help you out there. Lisa Marshall, say hello to both of them, Trisha and Lisa. And then after this live is done, I'll quickly copy and paste into the description of this live video all the information that is on the YouTube video so that you can have access to that as well. Again, I'll have a blog post that will go live at 12:15. There's a link to that. You can also just go to stampyourartout.com at 12:15 p.m. Central Time, and you'll be able to see photos of the cards that I'm going to share today. And then you'll be able to see the measurements there. The PDF that I'm going to show you in just a minute will be downloadable, so you can hang on to it on your computer. You'll also be able to see a visual list of the supplies, so you can click on the things that you'd like to purchase, that sort of thing. All these comments are rolling in. It's so good to see everybody joining. I cannot tell you how much I have missed you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to my desktop. No, let's go to the computer first, because you know what? We need to share that PDF that I just told you about. You'll be able to see photos of the card that I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to walk you through this missing middle card. Missing middle cards basically are cards that have an opening on the front, and you connect that opening with some shapes or some punches or some dies so that that opening can stay connected to the end piece, but it creates kind of like this fun window. There's no acetate involved. You can make window cards with acetate or window sheets, but this one is just an opening, like you could throw little spitballs through it. I don't know why I thought of that. I have kids. So yeah, we have a couple close-up photos, and then the opening you can see. The measurements are listed there, the date that I'm sharing this is there, the name of the project, and then the supplies. And if you download this PDF from my blog, you'll be able to click on certain things. So you can see how my my arrow turns into a finger. Though that is a clickable link, so you'll be able to shop directly from the PDF even. Hi, Luann. Yeah, it's getting better every day. I saw Luann in person last week. And yeah, anyways, I might have to take a lot of sips of water, you guys. Maybe I'm talking too fast because I'm super excited. Hang on. I did this so I was live last week with my team, and my voice was sounding much worse at that time. And I was taking constant sips of water, so it might be a day like that again. But anyways, oh, it's so fun to read all that you guys are sharing. A couple of you are painting. Fun. This is so fun. All right, Cheerful Daisies. This is the bundle that I'm going to share. Cheerful Daisies is new in the 2023 through 25 annual catalog. In fact, there's a whole suite surrounding this that involves a lot of the new in colors. I'm not using the papers though. I'm using just the stamps and dies, and then I'm bringing in a different set of papers, which is my favorite. It's called Masterfully Made. I'm going to share those sheets in just a second, but I want to point out in this set of dies, you have some dies that kind of stand alone. They have their own shape. They can be used by themselves, or there's like these frame dies. So you can take and stamp and then die cut these images. So they frame images here. There's quite a few of the frames. I'll be using this frame piece and then this little guy here. I'll also be using these detailed pieces that sit inside this piece. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. In fact, this piece, these pieces, and these frames by themselves layer up. So you can actually take and die cut this piece. So let's just lay that down here. And then you can die cut this piece and see how it, oops, here. Now it fits inside there. And then you've got this piece. It's crazy fun. Let's see if I can get it to lay right. It's crazy fun how these all layer together. I think I have to flip it over. Nope, this is the cut side. Well, anyways, they fit together and they make 3 layered flowers that are gorgeous. We won't be using those frame pieces there because there's a lot of work involved in that, but we'll be using these. We'll be using, so these 2, and then some middles. We need some middles. And then we'll be using the label. I'm going to set these aside. With the stamps, we'll be using one of the sentiments about birthdays. So we're making birthday cards. You can certainly use more sentiments. I'm just going to be using that one. And then we'll be using the insides of the flowers because we're mainly focusing on the dies with this bundle. Now let's bring in the beautiful papers. So these papers, thanks for sharing my video, Tony. Good to see your name pop up. These are the beautiful papers that come in the Masterfully Made set of designer paper. Remember I said at the beginning of the video that the designer papers are on sale this month, 15% off select designer series papers. This is one of them. I'm showing you 6 of the sheets, but 2 of them aren't full because I really dove into my papers. I love them. But you get twice as many sheets. So you get 6, and then each of these are doubled. And they're 12 by 12 and they're double-sided. So, and look at the fun designs. It looks like torn paper. On most of the sheets, you have this torn paper look that creates either just layers, monochromatic layers, or you have like scenes Really fun, right? This one is torn paper turned into flowers. Again, monochromatic. Here's one that is monochromatic with just some designs. Now, not a torn paper look, but really pretty fresh freesia, kind of a floral, not really floral, leafy design, right? And then on this side, it's more like painted, hand painted. Love these hand painted looks. Here's more torn paper flowers with monochromatic torn paper strips on that side. This one I loved almost to the end, right? I used it up a lot. It actually looks like this on the top and the bottom of the 12 by 12 sheet. And then on the back side are these torn papers. It's like a rainbow. Starts with the blues and moves up through. It's just gorgeous. Here's some more painted flowers with some leaves on the other side. Rachel loves her leaves. So we're going to be using those. I'll bring those out at the end. Okay. I have more paper packs to share with you, but we got to get started on card making. So let us go with the base of the card first, and then we'll do some die cutting, and then we'll do some assembling. So let's bring in our trimmer. Now, if you're a beginning paper crafter, if you have not made cards before, I hope you feel watching my videos that you can just dive in and give this a go. Sometimes I use a lot of product. The die cutting machine, for example, is on the pricier side, so it's sometimes hard to justify big purchases like that unless you have free shipping day. But you can watch video after video and hopefully catch on to a lot of paper crafting tips, because I try to walk you through some of the basics as well as trying to show some stepped up things too. So this is my 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm bringing up the arm of my trimmer, and I'm going to insert my cardstock in here. And I'm going to do it the long way. So I've got my paper positioned vertically, and I'm cutting at the halfway point. So if it's 8.5 in this direction, I'm cutting at 4 1/4. I'm bringing the edge of my cardstock right to 4 1/4, which is here. And then I'm making sure that my edge here is flush with the top of my trimmer. I'm going to take my trimming blade and cut. I've labeled my blade, my scoring blade, I should say, my lighter one. I've labeled it so that it says score, so that I know that when I want to score, I better grab that one instead of this one. Otherwise, I might trim, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take, and I could do 2 cards with this piece. But we're going to take this half, and I'm going to extend the arm on my trimmer. So I have this extendable arm. I zoomed in too fast, didn't I? This extendable arm, and I'm going to position my cardstock this way now. And normally you could just take and fold this in half, and you'd have a card that will fit your medium size envelopes that you can purchase through Stampin' Up. But I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. I'm going to trim it down, and you'll see on the PDF that you can download later, that you'll see that the measurements are a little bit different. But I'm going to start out with 9 1/4 instead of 8 1/4, just because this is what you really start out with your base. Okay, we can score it now. We'll score it at 5 1/2, which is half of 11. And again, that is the size that you need for a medium size envelope. But you can see the front is shorter. This is the size window that we're going to have on the card, but it's not going to be at the end. It's going to be shoved over a little bit. So now I can take and just trim off 1 inch here from the front. I'm using this side of my trimmer because I have a few little measurement marks over here too. You can see there's the 1 inch mark. So now I have and on the PDF it says 1 inch by 4 1/4, and my 8 1/4 now. This is not 9 1/4 anymore, so it's 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this is where that's going to get moved to. So if you want to be efficient in your cutting, you could try it that way. I think sometimes it's easier to do it that way. Now another hint, and I don't know why I just thought of this. Hang on, I'm going to grab my navy sheet again. Is that if you want to save on paper, you can first cut in this direction, and you can cut 8 1/4, 8 1/4, and that'll end up with a nice big strip. I'm zoomed in way too far for this. 8 1/4, 8 1/4, and then you have a nice big strip down here. So that's actually more of a paper saving technique. Should have shared that. Okay, so here we go. We've got our pieces, and then we need some other pieces for the inside of the card. These pieces are 2.5 each by 4 inches tall. So when we fold our card, this one's going to sit here, this one's going to sit here, because that way we won't have like writing in the middle of our card. We want to keep our writing off to the side, so we need our lighter panels so that they will be hidden when the card is closed. So nothing will go in this space on the inside. And then we need our designer paper. And with our designer paper, I first started out with a 4x4 piece and then realized I could use less than that. So on my finished card, which you already saw in the photo, so I'm just going to show it to you now, okay? This is the finished card. On my finished card, I used this piece. You can see it's identical over here. But then again, I was cutting from a 4-inch piece. This is the section that I used over here. You can see it's identical. The flowers line up. But on the card that we're going to do, it's going to be slightly different because I'm going to be more efficient. And I've cut my piece first to 3¼ by 4. So 3¼ by 4 instead of 4x4. And then I'm going to trim off 3/4 of an inch over here. So let's go back to my trimmer, and I'm using this side. And I'm going to cut at 3/4 of an inch. So now I've got my 2 panels that end up being, and I'm looking over at my PDF as I talk, sorry. This ends up being 2.5 by 4 and 3/4 by 4, okay? Alrighty. I'm trying to be so much better about like looking right there. In fact, I have this little Post-it arrow that's pointing at my actual camera on my iPad. But my comments are here. An image of what I'm sharing is over here, and then my computer's over here, and so I am not ignoring you. Okay, let's move on to some die cutting. We need some flowers now. So let's take out our dies and our scraps. So now I'm going to bring in some scraps. And one of them I already started stamping on because I forgot. Did I use Daffodil Delight stamped off, like 2nd generation, or did I use Lemon Lolly? And I went back to the papers and it says Lemon Lolly. So I know I use Lemon Lolly. So I've got, that's just my scrap practice piece. But we're going to die cut this one on here, and we don't need the leaves. So we'll be able to shove those leaves off the end. I need to die cut some flowers. I've got extra scraps here because I know I'm going to need them. I'm also going to die cut a label. And do you remember this label here? This label is shorter than what we need. So I'm going to show you the trick of how to do that with the blue, because we're going to do a blue label. So that's the thing I forgot. I forgot my machine. So we're going to grab our machine and our cutting mats. Okay, we're ready. So here's our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It is beautiful. Oh, if you have like an issue with getting this machine, you could include it in a starter kit order and get up to $155 worth of product for only $99. Just saying, this could be one of those things. Okay, so you've got your platform, you've got your die adapter, number 2, you've got your scratchier plate, and then you've got the papers and the dies, and then we're going to add one more plate on the top. Oh, that's my fresh new one. Hang on. I'm going to save that one because it's super new. Let's use this one. This one's still looking good, but it's been used a little bit. Okay. So, oh, and we got some gummies on this one. Rachel wasn't ready. Okay, here we go. There's a good plate. Okay, let's set our papers on here. I was so excited to see you guys today. All right, so let's start with die cutting some flowers. We need these all in white. So let's just go ahead and die cut all of these in white. You know what, I'm going to stick that one in there. See if we can make the most of this Maybe we can do it all with one scrap. Wouldn't that be amazing? Do you guys ever try to do that? Puzzle piece them together? I probably can't do it all with one scrap, but because we have to do everything kind of twice. And we need one of these too. All right, so now we take and put this on top. This is one of the best inventions ever for paper crafters. Dies. Do you remember paper crafting a long time ago when we'd have to cut out all our shapes that we wanted, or they'd have to come already laser cut or something like that? Yeah. Oh, it was a lot of work. I was just telling someone at my garage sale that my sister, before embossing folders, my sister took brass stencils and did all of her wedding invites with dry embossing using brass stencils. Do you remember brass stencils? These little holes, by the way, help you to kind of poke your die through. So there we go. There's one of them. Here's another that's kind of already loosened itself. So yeah, how many of you have been paper crafting that long where you totally remember that? Okay, we're going to slap this. There we go. It came out. Okay, there's that. Sometimes you just got to make it go faster. All right, and then this one, we won't throw that because this little guy will get lost. In fact, when we're done with him, we're going to put him in a little magnetic tray. I've got these magnetic trays from the Country Hive. We'll just make use of that. All right, what else can we die cut? Let's do another one of these. Again, we don't need the leaves. We need another set of these. So we'll do a couple of them we can fit on there, can't we? And we're going to do our label with the last couple things in just a second. Okay, let's do another one of those. I could have done a few of these ahead of time, but we're having a busy summer. Are you guys having busy summers? What are you doing with your summers? I would love to hear. My son, my oldest son, went to Italy and he's returning today. And so I am so excited because shortly after this video, he will be landing and I will be picking him up. I'm so excited to see him. How fun. They went with their band. Their that's to be thrown away. That's pretty much used up, isn't it? They went with the music group. So the band started planning this trip, and then the choir got in on it, and the orchestra. Come on out. All right, we may have to poke through some of these holes. The orchestra got involved, and then all these chaperones. I heard I think there was like 116 kids and staff and parents going all together. So quite the large group, quite amazing. So there's 2 sets of flowers. Then we've got our inside piece. We need another one of those. We've got these little guys. They look like scraps, but they're not. So don't throw those away. We've got these 2. We've got these 2. Okay, we're almost there. We're going to do our label. Let's do a little stamping first because we need to die cut. Here, let's throw that little guy in there. We need to do this piece. And we're going to stamp first because it's a frame type of die. And I want to make sure that we don't mess that up. So yeah, stick your little guys into magnetic trays. It really helps. So we need more scrap for these. And then we need this blue piece. And we'll just shove that over there. So let's do some stamping. We're going to bring in Lemon Lolly. It's a beautiful new lemon yellow color that is just so bright and cool and cheerful. It does not have a real earthy tone to it. So you can use it any time of the year. It doesn't have to be like a fall yellow. You know what I mean? So we're going to stamp a couple of these and close that up. We actually could stamp more, but I won't, because I think the inside had them too. Hang on a minute. Yes, the inside had them too. So you want to actually stamp 4 of those, but we're going to stamp 2, and I'll just show you the finished card at the end. And then we're going to do another one of these, and then we have to do our label. So let's push those over carefully. Grab our machine again and set it up. So platform number 1, die adapter number 2, your scratchier of your 2 plates on the bottom. Then we need our pieces that we are lining up, and I'm going to use sticky notes to help me out here. So one of them I'm going to line up and cut like that, but we're going to move it up a little bit. Move it up and out of the way. Okay, then I'm going to straighten this all out. Ooh, this is not staying. Hang on. I like Post-it tape better than Post-it notes for holding on to my dies. So we'll just change this to Post-it tape. You can use washi tape too, or something. Or if you have one of those magnetic plates, use that. Okay, so we've got that set up. This is all nice and straight. And now I'm going to take and I'm going to put this label, oops, let's move that over just a little bit more, because we need room for this to extend. Actually, we don't. We're gonna cut it so it's kind of sitting off the edge of our machine, of our plates, okay? Thank you, Lisa. Yes, please, I would love it if you would share, like, subscribe. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, so do you see what I'm doing here? I'm setting up my plates so that the end of this is not going to have any pressure. It's not going to get cut. So as I feed it through, only one side of that label will get cut. It's a pretty cool trick if you've never tried it before. See what happened? Only half of it got cut. And because we've got stitching along here, I can take and use those stitch marks. See, it's already grabbing. I can use the stitch marks to kind of grab into an area where it will line up again. So it's already grabbing, so now we can take and put that back into our machine in the other direction the same way. Okay, so let's take and line that all up, set it off the end, and I'm going to sticky note it with some Post-it tape, because it already moved. I got to pick it up again. But we're going to sticky note it. In fact, sometimes your dies kind of get curved. You got to flatten that out again. Okay, so grab it. Looks like it's in there. Yeah, these little pokey parts are grabbing, the pokey parts of the die are grabbing into the stitches that are already there. So that's going to set here. We got to do one more of these. Well, 3 more technically, but we're only doing 1 more now. Okay, hang on. See, it's stickier than just Post-it paper or Post-it notes. Post-it tape. Okay, there's that. And we'll set this back up here. And again, make sure that your plates are not going over the end of it. And you will be able to make a longer label. And you can make that label even longer. You can see I barely stretched it. I just stretched it a little bit, maybe 3/8 of an inch. Not much at all. Okay, we've got that. It's gonna come. Hang on. There we go. There's our other flower. Have you guys done that before? I learned that from my friend Vicky. Thank you, Vicky. She said she learned that from Erica Serwin. Thank you, Erica. That's what we do. We share, we pass along. Okay, so there is that. Let's start building. So we're going to take and put our designer paper onto our navy pieces. All right, so let's do that. By the way, if you are one of those people that wants to see a live paper crafting class and you don't have a lot of time, you may not want to watch lives because lives, we walk through the whole process, mistakes and all, right? You may want to watch pre-recorded videos that can be edited and sped up and stuff, but lives are fun because you get to interact, you get to see the mistakes that we make too, because we do make them. So yeah, I'm putting this paper on our 2 front sections of the card. So those are ready like that. Then I'm gonna, you know what? No, we can do the inside later. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use like a temporary adhesive. I do have some you know what? No, I'm not, because we don't sell it. I have this temporary adhesive that I used to do my original cards, and I stuck this piece down right there so that when I connected my daisies across, it was much easier to do because this kind of stayed in place. But I'm gonna show you without. I can do it without. Okay, so we're gonna take our daisies, and you can omit those little middle pieces, but you don't need to. We're going to kind of lay them out the way I want them to go on the card. I think I'm going to remove, because they won't all fit that way, I'm going to remove this half daisy. I should have die cut a few more, right? No, I think I have enough. Okay, and then I'm going to remove the leaves, because remember I said you don't need the leaves. So we're taking those off. Now it should fit. Oh yes, we have plenty of room for our daisies to fit now because we got rid of this lower leaf or lower flower down here. So that's how they're going to connect across that little missing middle area. All right. And I kind of want them to reach close to the end here. So this is where I want them to be. Let's build up a little bit of our layering here before we glue them onto our card front. So this piece just connects onto this piece. And you can take your multi-purpose liquid glue. This is another item, by the way, from the Country Hive. They have these great multi-purpose liquid glue holders. And I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue onto these areas here. And I'm just barely squeezing. You can squeeze a lot and get a lot to come out. You can even use the other end. There are 2 ends to this glue. This end is more like a wide, kind of paints on the glue. Okay, so you line it up and you stick it down. And it just gives a more deeper look to that flower. So pretty. So let's do that with the other one. Again, I'm barely squeezing. I do have a fine precision tip glue bottle, but I don't want everyone to feel like they have to own it all and buy things from everywhere to be a crafter. You can definitely just learn to use a light touch. And yeah, okay, so this one is more like this way, right? We have to make sure we put them in the right direction. These little guys, I'm just going to do a light bit of glue around the middle. And again, line them up, then stick them down. Don't stick them down before you line them up. That would be bad. My other son, okay, so I told you about Nick coming home from Italy. He had a great start to his summer. And my other son got hired at a job that pays him more than twice than what he was getting at his first job. So he's pretty darn excited to be working at Menards now. And he loves his job because it's perfect. It gets him outside. He likes the solitude of being able to keep the front entry area of the store clean. He's enjoying it. He's also taking some classes this summer that have to do with acting. So he's excited about that too. Okay, we've got our flowers almost completed. We'll add the centers in a minute. I didn't really need to do that, did I? That one's extra. Okay, that's okay. Alrighty, so now we build across. And the trick for this is Post-it notes. That's my little tip for you guys. First, lay them out where they're going to go. In fact, put a light color back there. Just position a light color so you can see where the edge of your blue is, right? And then lay these down. Oh, this one's going to go up that way. It looks better. Okay, hang on. That, there. I'm just using the blue as a guide. Okay, I think I've got them where I want them. These are overlapping too much. Hang on. Okay, so now I hold it, and then I take a Post-it note. And I put the Post-it note here. Do you see what I'm doing, you guys? This is so cool. And I put the Post-it note here. So what I'm doing is I'm looking to see where the end of my blue is, of my card layer here. I'm covering up the window area, not all of it, because I'm not doing both sides at once, but I'm at least covering up this side. And now I'm going to take and flip these pieces over, and I'm going to add my glue again. And this time, I'm avoiding the Post-it note area. So I can come in here, I can add glue on this side to those little pieces, this one, but not over here. I can add glue here. Oops, that got a little thick, Rachel. In through here. And then on this one, that got thick too. See, I'm used to my precision tip bottle. But all of this can get glue, not anything over there. So now we grab these again, and we use, I'm going to put white down instead. Hang on. Just going to grab a sheet of white from my stack of things I got to cut. Okay, so there. Now you'll be able to see it better. So this one, oops. You know what? We won't, because we got to see the top of the card too. There. Okay, so this one's going to go here, and again, I'm lining up that Post-it note edge with where I've glued already. Is that making sense? Thanks, Patricia. They are fun dies. They can be a little fragile, but we're going to connect them, right? So they're all going to be together. Okay, this one's going to go here, like that. And now I got a little bit of glue on my fingers. Thanks, Jane. You're sweet. Okay, now we're going to put this piece down over here, and we're going to switch where our Post-it notes go. And because I'm right-handed, I think it's going to help if I flip this around. So we're going to lay this down, and we're going to move our Post-it notes, because we can now pick them up. And we can position them over here. Again, avoiding the window area by covering up the window area. That's what we're doing. We can now flip this over, and we can glue on that side. Did that get moved? Did that move on me? Oh my God. Oh, the flower moved. That's what it was. The flower is a little flexible because we removed that other flower. So this one here is just a little bit more fragile. Okay. So just little tiny dots of glue, little lines, very little amount, avoiding the green Post-it note area. All right, and now we're going to put this back down in place, making sure it's going the right way. That would have been funny, right? Oh, and because I'm right-handed, I got to do it this way. So that's going to lay down like that, and this is going to come over, and it's going to connect and connect. It is fragile, but because it's connecting with two daisy sections, and we're going to have our label going across, it's not going to look as flimsy as it looks right now. Right now it's looking pretty darn fragile, right? Because we just have 1, 2, 3, 4 little areas where they're connecting. Let's let that dry for a second. Let's work on this. We're going to stamp that with our Night of Navy ink. And I chose Night of Navy because it's the dark color on the base of our card. Night of Navy cardstock, Night of Navy ink. Gotta love Stampin' Up! For all of the coordination that it does with its products, right? If you're just tuning in, oh wait, I want to mention this too. See the stitching? It's definitely more noticeable on this side than this side. You do have a front and a back, so watch where you're stamping. We have see-through stamps, so we can see right through them as we stamp. If you're just joining us, I want to mention that we do have some great things happening in the month of June. We have designer series paper packs. Most of them are on sale for 15% off. We also have, I'm just going to close that up and set that back in my little container so it stays upright. We also have, what did I say? The starter kit. The starter kit's on special this month. You get an extra $30 in free goodies. And then today is free shipping day. So how fun is that? Okay, this is going to go across here. Now, when I put this on here, I need to cover up with Post-it notes a whole different way. So I first want to figure out, how do I want this on here? I think I want it to go across, and I'm going to do it this way so you can see the white under. I think I want it to go across both of the front base piece like that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover with my Post-it note here, and I'm going to cover with my Post-it note here. And I know I can go maybe a little beyond and a little beyond, but I'm going to focus my glue right between those areas. Post-it notes are awesome. They're one of the best inventions ever. Thank you, 3M. Thank you, scientists who came up with the Post-it note. Okay. Sorry, white on white is tough, you guys, right? Just adding a little, oh, lots of glue there, Rachel. I'm trying so hard to give it that light touch. I'm so used to my little precision tip bottle. But yes, with practice, it will work. So that's going to go across there. And now I've only got glue underneath the label where it should be because it's on the flowers. I put it directly on the intricate flowers. We can pull that away. Because of the positioning of my flowers, I knew that I could add these little centers afterwards, but you can definitely add them before, especially if you're using a different missing middle connector. You will want to have your whole missing middle section done before adding your top label piece. Okay, but I knew that these would fit. I hope I got glue on there. Rachel's failing eyesight. See, I tucked it under just a little bit. And then we have these pieces, and they get stamped directly because they don't match up with the stamp. So there's this tiny little stamp in the kit that doesn't match up with this die, but I just kind of wanted that same look. Oops, and I did another oopsie. Okay, so you've seen me do a couple oopsies already. That's okay. We can fix it because Rachel has a steady hand and you can see through the stamps. I forgot to stamp the middle of this one before mounting it. So we're just going to come in and stamp it. It worked. Okay, and then these are going to get stamped directly. In fact, if I put them on a darker paper, you'll be able to see better. So, and let's just zoom in a bit. So I'm just going to take that stamp image and I'm going to center it to my best ability. And you're going to see it doesn't line up exactly, but it's okay because it's white on white. And we just want to have that middle of this flower covered. Okay, and I could have, yeah, we'll put it here. I could have done a couple more middles for the inside of the card. See how I had to tuck it just a little bit? Because see, this middle is now covered the way I did my label. On this card, I didn't cover it all the way, so I tucked it. But that one's pretty much gone. If we flip it over, this is where I would put a couple more centers. So a couple larger centers could go on top of there, as you see here. Okay, so it looks like daisies on the inside. We're going to skip that step because the die cutting took longer than it should have. But my last little step is to do the embellishing. So let's pull out our iridescent basic jewels. Iridescent pearl basic jewels. Let's close up our ink pads because we want to have good Stampin' hygiene and not get anything inky when we're going to show other things here soon. That would be bad. And we have to add the insides of our card. Always have good Stampin' hygiene. Clean up after your messes, right? Okay, so we have two more things to add. We have our pearls, and I've got this tool here again, which helped to poke out some of our dies. This is going to help to grab our pearls. So we're just going to open this up, take and push and lift, and the sticky end grabs it. It's one of the coolest tools ever. So we'll add a couple pearls there. We'll add a big pearl over here. I love this paper for the background because it wasn't too distracting and it kind of had that little daisy look to it. The paper that goes with this Cheerful Daisies bundle, it was a little busier than what I wanted. I used it on the first card I made though. So the first card I made was actually Daisy Monsters. I'm going to show you those in just a second. But I wanted to do something outside the box, and I wanted these little guys to become monsters instead. So my first card was actually using the daisy paper, fresh as a daisy paper, but the B side of it, the side that you typically don't choose as much. And it was green, and it was like monsterish, and so I made these green monsters. So this is the finished card, front and inside, by the way. Okay, let's zoom out so you can see it. Now I get to show you the other versions of this card that I made. So my Daisy Monster one, again, let me show you the paper first. This is the daisy paper called Fresh as a Daisy. And when you see it, you'll see that, again, I've chopped into a lot of it. In fact, this was all one sheet because it's like all these little pieces on one side and then it's this on the other. So you can have like card panels, instant card layers, right? That's one of the sheets. And then you've got this one, just beautiful daisies, right? And then the back sides. You can see the back sides aren't as like exciting and pretty. They're more like, oh, washed paint, right? So yeah, the A side is definitely one that you tend to go towards more, but I thought that that would be way too busy for the card, this card here, right? Because your daisies would get kind of lost. So I ended up using, well, this one might have worked. I ended up using this one that has a very monstery look, right? Greenish monsters and all that. And then I made, and by the way, this is another pack that's on sale. So I've shown you Masterfully Made and the Fresh as a Daisy. Okay, then I made these little faces to go in the middle of the flowers. And this face is the inside, just like I showed you before, right? But I added the pearls and then took and drew on with a Sharpie marker little eyeballs. The Sharpie marker and then our Stampin' Right markers, they were a little too thick for the mouth. It was like just too thick. So I took like a ballpoint pen and I just hand drew little mouths. So that's how I got little monsters and I came up with this card. So this one was the first one I actually made. Little monsters. My daisies are arranged a little differently. I kind of tucked the label in there, have this flower overlapping. This guy's disappeared. Used a different embellishment. So If you like monsters, you can use this idea instead. It's not as it's not as pretty, but it's humorous. I use these embellishments. They're called adhesive backed sequin trio, and they come in 3 colors, which is why the word trio. You got your white or transparent white because it kind of takes on different colors. You've got your this is berry burst actually, but it's a light version, very pinkish, and then you've got your pretty pretty peacock color. So I used berry burst ink. Yeah, just to kind of give it a red and green because they're complementary colors, right? Reds and greens. So I wanted a little bit of red or pink in there. And the inside is white. No monster faces on the inside because that would have put, you know, some pressure and it would have caused poking and stuff. You probably want to avoid 3D things on the inside of your card, like the eyeballs. So that was the first card I came up with. Someone asked, and I saw this comment come through. I don't recall who it was. Sorry, forgive me. But I'm sorry, I'm grabbing something over here. If the daisies, I put them down thinking I was done with these papers. Hang on. If the daisies could die cut from the paper, and I want to say, it was this one. Yes. This one here has a few. There's one. So you can find a few of these daisies from this sheet, but I believe that was the only one. I tested out other ones, and I don't think this one was a little odd. No, it did not work with any of those. But this one does, just so you know. I wonder if this one... No, I think they were too small on that sheet. Anyways, yeah. If you want to... no, not on that one either. Yeah, it was just the large daisies. That was a good question. It's always fun because Stampin' Up! Does do that, right? Okay. Now I'm going to tuck that away. So that was my daisy monster version of the card. Then the second card I made... I'm sorry, you don't see them all, do you? The second card I made was not this one. This was the third one I made. This was the second one I made, but I felt I chose too busy of paper for the background, and it just kind of felt like the flowers got lost in it. So that's why I chose this, which was more subtle. These come both from the same exact sheet of paper, though. This is a continuation of those flowers. This is from the Masterfully Made pack again. You'll want it, and if you don't have it, it's 15% off this month. Okay. Let me show you a couple other paper packs. Actually, let's do this. Let's see if Facebook, because Facebook does like these screenshot things that kind of freeze you in place. So, I'm smiling, I'm happy. Let's see if it'll take a screenshot of me. And those are the ones that I pick for when I like do my screensaver for the video. Yeah, on Facebook. Okay, let me show you a couple other packs. This is one that you have to get. And I saw this really cute project that someone did where they layered a bunch of these houses. They took and cut them out, and then they layered them. So there's, not houses, sorry, shops. So they have like this whole village scene. It was amazing, you guys. I think they were from these 3 sheets. So look at that. You get all of these different shops. This paper is called Les Shops. L-E-S and then S-H-O-P-P-E-S, Les Shops, which I believe is pretty close to how the French pronounce it, or the French-speaking people. Then you've got these books. You've got, what else do you have in here? You've got little tiny shops, and you've got bread. And then on the back side, I haven't even touched this paper yet, you guys, but I bought it 15% off because I love it. On the back side or the B side, you have these designs. Oh, that's kind of fun. So yeah, lots of different looks to coordinate with that suite. So that's Les Shops, L-E-S, shops. It looks like shops or shops, but it's Yeah, it's Les Shop, I believe. This is another one of my favorite packs. And I have only 6 of the sheets showing because I've been cutting into this. This is the Earthen Textures. Hang on. Earthen Elegance paper. Earthen Elegance paper. And it looks like pottery and clay and, like different pots. And then you've got this side of the papers. And oh my goodness, this suite is just so unique, so different. It can be masculine. I love the gorgeousness of these papers. So check that one out. And then another pack that's my favorite. This is the last one I'll share right now. But again, designer papers that are 15% off this month. You'll want to check them out. You can always go to my blog or click the shop button on any of my social media sites. This paper is the Hello Irresistible paper. Super pretty. I use this to help design my cards for my layering leaves class to go. Because at the time that I designed, I only had this option. Well, I had a couple of options, but this was the only one that was like leafish. So I wish I would have had the Masterfully Made, but this is still so pretty. One of my favorite packs of all time. I love it. It's 6 by 6. You get 48 sheets of it. This is the pack that I'm going to be giving away as prizes today. So if you have commented, you are in on the drawing. If you haven't commented yet, make sure you do that. What else do I want to tell you about? Told you about free shipping. Told you about the designer paper sale. Free shipping's only today, by the way, $75 order. Told you about the starter kit offer, extra $30 worth of product. By the way, you could get the starter kit and then you could purchase again the same day. Like they process these kits pretty darn quickly. So you get the starter kit, which also has free shipping always, by the way. You could get the starter kit, $155 worth of product for $99, free shipping. Get that today, become a discount shopper, or you could dabble in it as a business. And then right when you get your email from Stampin' Up, log in, get everything set up, place another order, and take advantage of free shipping with your demonstrator discount. Win-win. I just got my paper pumpkin kit, by the way, last night. So if you're asking about paper pumpkin, I do want to tell you that last month, in fact, let's go to the desktop and just take a peek at it. Last month, I haven't even opened it yet. I know what it looks like though, because I'm part of the Paper Pumpkin fan club. But last month, when my May kit arrived, I was in Europe. And then right after we got back, I got sick, really, really sick. And I didn't have a voice. So I couldn't do a video at all with the May kit. So I have very little done with the May kit. I did do one post. So if you've been wondering, I'm not letting go of Paper Pumpkin. It's my passion. It's so much fun. But yes, this is the kit that just arrived last night. I get my mail in the evening. So I have to wait like all day for it. It's a pretty one, and it coordinates with the Countryside Inn Suite in our catalog. Oh, look at, you get a roll of the tear and tape, dimensionals, and looks like dimensional strips, some embellishments, some beautiful card bases. See, I literally have not opened it yet, you guys. Oh, look at that. And I had seen some of the things that people are starting to make from it, like alternates and stuff. So I will be playing around with this. This is next on my list. But I won't have anything out for a couple days because it usually takes me a couple days. In fact, if I do a video, it might even be live on Friday on YouTube and Facebook. I haven't told that to Trisha and Lisa, so we might not have moderators. But I find that doing lives are pretty darn easy for me, so I'll probably go that route. If not, it might take me 3 days to get some alternate projects out and made with this, but I'm looking forward to playing with that. We have prize winners. The last live that we did was May 10th. After that, while I was in Europe, we had some pre-recorded videos, but I don't do prizes during pre-recorded. So May 10th, going back to my May 10th Facebook recording and the YouTube recording, we picked out some winners. Alrighty, so let me pull up the names of those winners for you. In fact, on Facebook, I accidentally picked 2 winners. Oops. So there's going to be 2 winners from Facebook, 1 from the Afterlive comments on YouTube. And let's go to see the, and by the way, reach out to me. Is that my email? Yep. Reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net to claim your prize. This prize from the last live was a tutorial of your choice. So even if you live outside the US, you can claim this prize, okay? Karen in Oregon, you are the winner on YouTube. And I don't have anything else but the words Karen in Oregon. So if that's you, and if that's your little profile picture, I think it's flowers, reach out to me at stampyourartout@comcast.net and let me know what you'd like to have for your tutorial of your choice to email to you. On Facebook, again, I said I had 2 winners. I have Jacqueline Varblo. Thank you for your comment. Good morning. And then this other winner on Facebook, another thank you for your comments, you guys. When you comment, it just makes it more fun to do lives. So Jacqueline Varblo, you also get a tutorial of your choice. And then my second winner on Facebook, Allison Allie Clark. Yay to all of you. Congratulations. Now, we have some live winners that we're going to pick from the live comments on YouTube right now. So as we're streaming, I have Trisha picking out winners, but I have to show you the prize, don't I? She may have already picked the prize winners. Sorry. Oh, I did tell you the prize, didn't I? I showed you the prize. I have packs of the here we'll put it on this side. Hello Irresistible designer paper. So you get a pack of that sent to you. This is for U.S. winners. Now, if you live outside the U.S. and you're still chosen, you always get to be a winner, and you can pick the tutorial of your choice because that can get emailed to you. It's not product. The winners, yay! She announced them, and I'm just going to scroll carefully without tapping anything. Let's see if I can get to her announcement. It looks like things are growing pretty darn fast here. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can grab. Oh my goodness sakes, Trisha. I'm just going to have to read them off. I don't have like a lot of space on my yeah, it's crazy. Okay, anyways. It is Wendy, sorry, I'm going off camera. Wendy Lynch and Barb. Hang on, it's going to scroll too fast. Barb Heiss. I don't know why I can't grab them on my iPad, you guys. I want to point them out. Becky Lynch, right? Becky Lynch, and now I forgot the names. I'm scrolling and scrolling, and they're not showing up on my iPad. Crazy. Oh, well. Maybe what you need to do, Trisha, because this happens often, is just post it like several times in a row, and then I'll be able to grab it. But I'm going to scroll back again. Barb Heiss and Wendy Lynch. Barb Heiss and Wendy Lynch, congratulations. Make sure you reach out to me at that email address that's showing right there, stampyourartout@comcast.net. All right, I think that's it. I talked over. I'm going to go pick up my son. All right, take care, everybody. Congratulations to the winners. Thanks for sticking with me. Remember to comment after the live because I do do prize winners for after live comments. And we'll see you next week at 11 a.m. Central Time on June 28th because my voice is back. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for joining me. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.